Oh, I can use a cup of coffee. It's early in the morning here. Some artwork's missing. Oh my god. Call 911.
Hello, I'm Detective Fedora, and I'm a CSI, and this is my most recent crime scene. I've just arrived, and I've been handed the security log from the first responders. This documents all the changes that have been made to the original crime scene, up to the point where I arrived. Now, first thing we gotta do is secure the scene. I want media and public out there, level 1. This entire museum area can be classified level 2, officials only, but the official area of the crime with the victim and the blood stains, that's level 3 for personnel that are classified to be here only. Now that the scene is secure, let's go take a walk around. Let's go look. I noticed some blood stains over here. Got some transfer stains along with some impact stains. Victim probably put up a little bit of struggle then. Ooh, we have a bloody footprint down here next to some drip stains. It's possible the drip stains came from the victim's head wound right around here. You can see the pool of blood peeking out. Or they could have come from the object. I'm guessing it's blunt based on the cast-off stains back here. So it's likely that the victim was hit, like bam, bam, and then blood came over here. Oh, I think I see another bloody footprint over here. I'll have those analyzed, and maybe some fiber down there. Or no, some hair, it seems. Let's check on our victim. Let's see how long she's been dead. Well, her arm is still flaccid, her limbs are flexible. That means she's still in primary flaccidity because I can feel that she's warm, so algor mortis hasn't fully set in yet. That means she couldn't have been murdered more than 3 hours ago. We've checked the security tapes, and we know that all 6 security guards entered in the, last night at about 9 p.m., and only 5 left this morning. When the next shift security guard came on, he found Art missing, and this security guard dead. I don't know if this was a passive or an aggressive criminal. It's possible that they were just trying to defend themselves as they were still in the art, or maybe they had planned this murder. However, the scene seems a little disorganized for me to say it was a planned murder. As you can see, the victim didn't try and wipe up any blood stains or any bloody prints. Maybe left a little bit of evidence too. Right here, the body, we can classify this as the macroscopic scene, along with the general area around the body. However, stuff like this hair over here, or these bloody shoe prints, those are classified as the microscopic scene, along with any trace evidence that we find. Now all we gotta do is collect our evidence and send it off to lab for analysis. Now we're gonna collect the evidence at our crime scene. First, we're gonna start with these spatters on the wall. We have the impact stain, which is when the blunt object first struck open blood. We have some transfer stains down here too, which indicates that the victim put up a little bit of a fight. That makes me think it was more of a surprise attack. So that we're gonna swab these and send them off to the lab for DNA analysis. Make sure that they are all truly from the victim and there's not more DNA evidence. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put everything from a crime scene, it all goes into bags. We'll send it off to the lab. All right, we need a new bag. That's okay. You run into this kind of stuff sometimes in forensic work. There we go. And let's get some stuff from this stain over here too, at the bad bag. Now, as you can see, all of the areas of evidence are marked with a number. That way we can keep track of what evidence comes from what site. Over here too, you can see we have a very small fingerprint with a little bit of blood on it. This is known as the visible print. So what we're going to do is we're going to brush it very lightly. You don't want to really brush it. You want to tap it and make sure you don't smudge the print. Then we're going to use this fingerprint lifting tape. Notice I have gloves on so I don't interfere with anything that I don't have to. I got it, don't worry. I'm a very good CSI, I know how to find tape. Now got some powder, we're gonna just gently push that down and lift it up. There we go, there's our fingerprint. Now if you look behind you, we have a little sample of dog hair. We're gonna collect that too. It looks to me like it's dog hair. It could be person hair, but I don't recognize this as a person hair. It's possible that the victim had a dog or that the criminal had a dog. In that case, might be able to more easily identify them if we can find out what breed of dog. Next, we're going to use this adhesive lifter to lift this visible print. It's known as a visible print because it is made with blood, and it's obviously very visible to the eye. So we're just gonna press that down. This is a heavy coating of adhesives, and now we got this. We're gonna do the same thing with the other one. These are adhesive lifters. Now we have our shoe prints. Last piece of evidence that I noticed were some fibers. Now we're gonna go collect those too. I noticed some on the shoulder of the victim. And there were a few on this table as well. Since it doesn't look like our victim is wearing anything white, it's possible that this came from a criminal. Now all the security guards have uniforms, but they're allowed to add scarves or hats or socks or whatever else, so we'll see if we can match that to a suspect. The first security guard and suspect is William Watermelon. He works at a corporate office by day and the museum at night. Very entrepreneurial, driven, and power-hungry, always looking for a way up and into the business world. I wouldn't doubt that he would pawn off some masterpieces for some nice cash and a good rep among art collectors. Next up is Allison Apple. She's a single mom who works both day and night shifts here, along with other small jobs, to support her 2 kids. The family is pretty strapped for cash, so it's reasonable that she took some art to help pay the bills and finance her kids' education. The third guard is Peter Pineapple. He keeps to himself around here and just does his job. No more, no less. He works odd jobs during the day and picks up night shifts when possible. There's nothing outstanding about this guy, but his lack of relationships among his colleagues might make it more possible for him to kill one of them without feeling too guilty. The fourth suspect is Mary Mango. She's married to a rich businessman and she certainly doesn't need this job, but she claims to enjoy the excitement and mystery of working the night shift as a security guard. Since the couple is swimming in cash, money is probably not the motive here, but her story certainly is strange and worth investigating. The last security guard and suspect is Guilford Grape. He's just your average security guard who rotates between jobs. He especially prefers the night shift because he typically spends his days bodybuilding and working on his physique. He's a strong man who is definitely capable of bludgeoning a person to death. Security camera footage shows that all 6 guards entered last night at 9 p.m. and only 5 left this morning at 6 a.m. No other personnel entered or exited the building. This means that one of these 5 suspects must have stolen the art and killed their fellow security guard. The only question now is, who did it? Welcome to the Forensics Lab. This is where we analyze all the evidence that we find at the crime scenes to help us link a suspect to the crime. Let's start with our first piece of evidence that we found, 2 bloody shoe prints near the body. Now, if we measure them, we can see that they're about 10.8 inches. Now, if we figure in the fact that a foot generally needs about 0.6 inches of room to fit comfortably in a shoe, we can guess that the actual length of this person's foot is about 10.2 inches. Now, for a male, that's a size H shoe, but for a female, that's a size 9.5. Both of those mean that the height of the person is about 5'7". However, I would guess that this suspect is a female given the narrowness right here. That's usually typical of females. However, I would not rule out the possibility of a male suspect. Our next piece of evidence is this hair that we found at the scene. Now, using the microscope, we can look and see that this isn't human hair. This is actually dog hair. It's most likely from a poodle or a mix of a poodle. Now, if we go over here to the suspect chart, we know that William Watermelon has a dog, Mary Mango has a dog, and Peter Pineapple has a dog. Along with the heights that we figured out from the shoe prints, William Watermelon is about 5'7", and so is Mary Mango. Allison Apple, however, is 5'5", so I wouldn't count her out either. Our next piece of evidence is a little bit of fiber that we found at the scene. Now, we looked at it under the microscope, and now we're using this acetone test to see what fiber it truly is. We discovered that it's cashmere. Now, that's a pretty expensive fiber, and it's usually found in high-end garments. Now, all the security guards are required to wear their security guard attire, but they're allowed to customize it with scarves or hats or something. Now, the only three suspects that really have money are Guilford Grape, William Watermelon, and Mary Mango. However, any of these guards could be wearing cashmere if they chose to. Our next piece of evidence is probably the most damning of all. We found a partial fingerprint at the scene. Now, from the fingerprint, we can only tell the pattern, and we could see that it's a tented arch, and it's probably the index finger of the left hand. Now, we fingerprinted all of the suspects, and we know that the left index fingers of both Mary Mango and William Watermelon both have tinted arches, the kind that would match the kind found at the scene. So we will add that to their criminal profile. Tinted arches. Now, that's all the evidence that we have that really pertains to the suspects, but we also have evidence from the blood spatters. Now, this is the impact stain where we guess the blood from the original blow or the secondary blow originally occurred. There's also some drip as that dripped down. We have some more drip stains over here. That could either be from the blunt object that the victim was hit with or from the wounds on the victim's head. Now, we also have some transfer stains, which means that the victim likely put up a struggle. That makes me think that this was a surprise attack, but it also wasn't planned because it's a pretty sloppy execution along with all the evidence left at the scene. If I had to guess, it would have to be Mary Mango or William Watermelon, but we're not positive who it is yet.
Investigators, get in here. We
What?
tracked the paintings to the black market. They were put up a few hours ago by an anonymous dealer.
Let's go seize them. We just received new evidence. Our investigators tracked the paintings to the black market and we seized them. Now we're going to look for some prints. I noticed, it's barely visible, but I noticed a Latin print on the edge of this painting. Now, a Latin print is caused by the natural oils that the finger excretes. So first we are going to dust it. Oops. Very lightly, not to disturb the minutia of the print. Now we are going to lift it and put it on the card. Now I'm going to look at it under the microscope to see if I can identify some of the minutia and possibly identify our victim. Our killer, I meant. Accidents happen. It looks like this fingerprint belongs to Mary Mango. We found our killer. That should be good. Federal agent, open up. Justice never stops. Freeze, punk! We got him. We know it was you who stole the paintings and killed the victim. We tracked the paintings through the black market and found your fingerprints all over one of the oil paintings. My question is, why'd you do it?
These lips are sealed.
How about now?
Oh! Goodness, get that out of my face. I'm a lady. My husband is a professional art dealer. Makes millions. I got accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
Keep talking.
I wanted to help him out, you know? Keep that lifestyle too. Besides, got a little bored anyway.
Well, she may have been bored, but justice always wins.